First up on the list today, we have Dr. Kathleen Horstmeter. This woman is a genius. She's married to a genius. It's like a genius couple. And she has the incredible transformation. So we're going to pull her up here. We're going to make sure that she's pinned next to us. There she is, that gorgeous woman. Woo! You look like $1 million, Dr. Kathleen. So, make sure we can hear her.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. How are you doing, beautiful?
Amazing. So
Amazing.
glad
Speaking
to
of
be
horses
here.
and cowboy hats, I see that horse right behind you, baby. I know you're a horse lover.
Yeah. I have a horse story for us today too.
All right. I love it. Okay. First of all, you're a board certified naturopathic physician. You're a registered cardiovascular specialist. I mean, your credentials are vast. And you're married to a doctor as well. So
He's a
give
double
us a little
doctor.
background.
He's a dentist
Yeah.
and a medical doctor.
He's a
Yeah.
medical doctor and a dentist. Give us a little background, your little bit of your professional history and kind of
Yep.
how you got here, Dr. Kathleen.
Yeah. So happy to be here. Appreciate you, Steve and Gina as well. Thanks so much for the invite. And 20, actually 30 plus years in hospital medicine. The first 5 to 7-ish was at doing drama trauma stuff in the ER and ICU, and I did some, flying around in helicopter stuff. Kind of what is drawn to you when you're young. And then I had a wonderful opportunity, ended up going and long story short, got in the ground floor of non-invasive vascular diagnostics by meeting the head vascular surgeon at the University of Washington. He took me under his wing. And then from that, I ended up being the director of non-invasive vascular diagnostics at a really large tertiary medical center. And I read studies, I trained vascular surgeons, the young guys coming in, and cardiologists, the young guys coming in, how to read those studies. And so I had a very robust
Career.
uh, dunking into the allopathic traditional medicine, as did my husband. He was a hospitalist, ER doctor, an addiction medicine doctor. And but over the years, we saw things happening. We got drawn more and more outside of the system. I went then back to school for the naturopathic doctorate, and we started a holistic clinic and retreat center at our home. We had and we actually built an 8,000 square foot retreat center to treat
Wow.
people at. Yeah.
It's
And
a
we
big
also,
deal.
yeah,
8,000 square
yeah,
feet is
yeah,
huge.
yeah. And we had, 80 acres for people to walk around in, big saltwater pools, all sorts of super cool things.
Amazing.
Um, and that was wonderful. And the patients that we got were the people that the traditional medicine had, they'd done everything they could, go home to die people. And so it was a crash course in, well, everything, mindset, what traditional medicine does, just everything, family, all of the things that affect all of us. And it was amazing. And at the same time, we had a horse rescue. So we were into the rescuing thing, which ended up rescuing us as well. So my LifeWave story then started 3 years before I actually used the X39 patch. I went down to the barn one night. Everyone else was up at the house, and I just ran down to give the horses their stuff, walked out, and I ended up getting kicked by a horse. I was like, this far from his rear end. Got double blasted with both hind feet just below my belly button. And in my vascular mind, I thought he's hit my big aorta and I've got about 90 seconds. So I started praying for my family and Lord, if this isn't my time, bring my husband to the window to see me because I was laying in the field and I was in and out of consciousness. And he did. My husband just got up, walked over to the window, looked outside, saw me on the ground, got an ambulance, got me to the hospital. And what resulted in that, and I'm not saying that, God did that to me for this, but what ended up happening from the event was I ended up with massive scarring. Scar is not a diagnosis, but what happens from scars are. So I ended up with massive scarring in my abdomen. And I know from my training, both in, acupressure, naturopathic, and vascular blood flow, that's bad, bad news. Like you can't get energy through there, blood flow gets blocked, the scars keep propagating, and just some really bad things happen. So we had all kinds of things at our disposal, of course, and I used all of them every day. Was trained in a special technique in acupressure to unravel scars, which I did every morning before I got out of bed, and then used all the other things. So literally every day for 3 years, and then nothing touched that, nothing. And there was one that was about as big around as my index finger, went from hip to hip and around to my right flank. And then about, yeah,
Almost like a
20,
rope, like a rope.
it was definitely like a rope. And then about 20 to 40 little ones that went out from there. So it was massive. Um, but I just kept working on it. And then new story is I'm not, we sold our place to come back where our family is to help them out. And I ended up, becoming director of certification and continuing education at the Institute of Applied Quantum Biology, where I also met Dr. Stillman.
Yep.
He suggested, hey, have you heard of these LifeWave patches? So, long story short, my husband and I were like, yeah, let's try that. And, vanity speaking, I'm thinking, ooh, I'm gonna look younger. I'm gonna get,
And you do. And you do.
I'm just
I must say.
thinking, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful.
You're so sweet.
No, you do.
So, we get the box and we're all excited and we put the I put the patch on the back of my neck, and the next day I put it under my belly button. The next day, so we're doing that. And every day I'm going, do I look younger? My husband's laughing. And and every day I'm still doing my unraveling and all the other things that I did. And on day 10 of me patching, I'm doing my unravel technique of the really big scar, and it was in chunks. And
Waking up.
it was one contiguous rope, and then it was all broken up. And I just
Wow.
flew downstairs, made my husband, palpate
Feel.
my abdomen, and he's like, "What?" And I said, well, seemingly,
Seemingly.
this patch. So 2 days later, on day 12, I'm in there again, and there's nothing there. It's completely gone.
Well,
Wow.
that's amazing.
So, that brought me to tears. And I called Leland, Dr. Stillman, and said, you're not going to believe this story. It's just unbelievable, but it's true. And I said, I don't know, I don't know about you, but I got to share this with the world because I've seen a lot of suffering way bigger than my scar. And if it can do this, Lord knows what it can do. And of course, since then, that's been a couple years now, and we've seen, just amazing things. And my husband also has, incredible stories. So that's how I got started.
Dr. Kathleen, I gotta tell you, I mean, thanks for sharing so much of your education and your background, and the time it took to earn those credentials, and then the applied knowledge that you had in owning your own clinic, and all those things. We're finding that LifeWave is attracting the best people in the world in terms of medical and holistic. It's really phenomenal what's happening here at LifeWave.
Yep.
A lot of people join LifeWave for different reasons. Getting kicked in the stomach by a horse is not what we recommend, But
hear that every day.
yeah, but
Okay.
like you said, I mean, it's amazing that there was something so miraculous that came out of, such a traumatic experience for you. And so we're so thankful that you had your body's a miraculous healing machine, and it's just in a beautiful way you did that. Thanks for being authentic as well, and even just showing the emotions. We feel that every day from people. Every single day we get to hear from people, and we'd love to have you on our testimony calls, because I have a feeling that we could all benefit from hearing a little more of the details of your testimony. But I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So, having so much experience and being in this arena of health, both on the medical and the holistic side, a lot of different modalities, a lot of different things that you can talk about with your clients. Let me ask you, why X39? What makes it stand out and different? Why is it that you're so interested in sharing X39 with your patients?
Oh boy, it's so simple. Like, the stuff I would sit down with my clients with, and, I had all the big tools and the big, big stuff. But, and then, write them up protocols and such. And some people, and, always we start with the basics, eat real food. Preferably good real food, as good as you can afford, and the light and the sunrise, exercise. You have to move, all of those things. But and what I found out though is some people, for all sorts of reasons, which I didn't appreciate then, um, they just can't. They just can't start there. There's all sorts of reasons why, which I won't, go into at this point. But so what I did find when this happened to me and started sharing it with my clients is I had a couple of clients who, one, couldn't sleep. And, I'm saying, well, do this, do this. And, when you're not sleeping or you're really sick, you can overwhelm people really fast.
Absolutely.
And she put this patch on. She hadn't really slept for 50 years.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Drank bottles of NyQuil to go to sleep every day for years and years and years. So she starts this patch, and and I've gotten, you get frustrated with people that, it seems like they're not trying. But this really schooled me. Is she called me one day crying, and I was like, oh, what's wrong? And she shared, um, I just woke up from 10 hours of sleep, and I'm like, yeah. And then what happened? She goes, and then was, no, you don't understand.
Right.
I haven't slept more than 2 or 3 hours at a time unless I sedate myself.
Wow. Wow.
So those simple things, like she can put a patch on. People that don't, they can't change their diet yet. They just
Yeah.
they can't do the exercise. Putting a patch on, like I've removed
Right.
all preconceived ideas about what
Right.
can happen for someone, because we don't know, but give them
Yeah.
the chance to see. And just, as you guys know more than I do, even miracle after miracle
100%.
happens. It's just
Yep.
so simple.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Wow.
simple.
So the simplicity of it, and I think even let's just add onto that the affordability, because when I think about all the procedures and the protocols and the techniques you were using, which I'm sure were very effective for many, right? But very, I'm sure, costly and time consuming and energy consuming. So let's just go not only the simplicity of just putting this patch technology on, but the
Yeah.
affordability. I mean, are you kidding me? This is
100%.
so easy compared to what people are investing to try to regain their health, right, Dr.
And,
Kathleen?
yeah, and they have to come to us, right? They
Right.
had to come to me for, the big saltwater pool, for the big sauna, for the big PEMF, for the big frequency medicine, for the, all the
All of it.
acupressure treatments, all the stuff. And this it's them. It's a sticker
Yeah.
with
Wow.
with miracles baked in. That's what I say.
Yeah, I love that part of it. Well,
Yeah.
the question is, so you've been doing this for a while after that transformation that you saw with your rope scar, and now just sharing it for a couple of years with so many patients and clients and people that you love and care about, and seeing radical transformation with them as well. Tell us more about the business side of it. Like, I know you've engaged strongly in the business. You are taking this thing to the top. You are just amazing at not only sharing the technology, but training people to make sure that they're set up to go through the system. This is a team to make sure that they're having the results they're looking for financially as well. Tell us why somebody, especially with your caliber and your training and your diverse background from the Western and the Eastern types of therapies, why would someone take a look at this
Oh
financially?
boy. Oh boy. Well, first of all, I just have to, my husband and I laugh. Between the two of us, I think I've shared this with you guys before. We have nearly 30 years of schooling.
Ugh.
Yeah.
30
And
years of schooling. Don't tell that to Steve Merritt, because he'll he's got a whole nother story
you're
about
like,
schooling.
what? How
30
dumb are
years.
you?
I'm
Yeah,
smarter than you.
so we laugh about it because with those 30 years, not that we didn't do some good things in our hospital work and our clinic, but we've seen more things happen with people putting on this sticker than the things that we did. I mean, time for time, hour for hour, and you can't even compare dollar for dollar.
Right.
We
Wow.
see more. So that's one thing. And then two, the business side of it. Hey, when we wouldn't be in the hospital working, we didn't get paid. You know,
Right.
that,
Right.
that's just how it is. And because of what this does, you have to share it. I mean,
Mhm.
it's like a moral obligation thing. You have
Right.
to. So you end up sharing it. Other people end up sharing it, and
Yeah.
things just start building and happening. And the other thing that's super important for me is um, it's a legacy thing. Like this, I can when I'm gone, this is going to go to my family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, none of what my husband nor I did in the hospital is ever going to go to anybody but the
Wow.
hospital.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's huge to me. It's not, you share it. It's simple to use. Anybody, you don't have to be a doctor to do this.
Right.
Anybody can do it. And you get to build something that is going to stay. It's going to
Yeah.
stay on.
Yeah. I love it. And you're just such a blessing to everybody watching today. So we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for just coming on and sharing that incredible story. What a life changing solution, that you had been really praying for, and not like you were not doing anything. You were massaging the rope scar every day for years, right? So thank God something could come alongside that and really expedite and help give your body the right light it needed to do what it needed to do, right? So thank you, God.
Amen.
Dr. Kathleen, you're a blessing. You actually do physically look younger from when I met you over 3 years ago. I'm looking at you thinking, my gosh, this girl is just looking dynamite. So you really, that original idea that you had of
It worked.
vanity, you're
So I
looking
got it
amazing.
all. I
You
got
got it all,
everything.
baby. You got it all. Well, we can't wait to hear more from you at convention and down the road, because we're going to have more of these doctor panels. But wow, thank you for sharing everything that you shared today. You're a complete blessing to the This Is
So
It
grateful.
community. This is it team, to Scott and I. We love your heart. We love your mind. We love your passion for people. So Dr. Kathleen, what a blessing you've been today. Everybody give it up for Dr. Kathleen
Oh,
Horstmeyer.
thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Woo!